What should we build?
I don't see anything on the table.
We should probably build a bag.
Okay.
That's where you go. What'll it hold?
I mean, what does a bag hold?
It's going to hold bags. It's a bag to hold bags. Would you like a, I can't reach it. Would you like a tissue? Maybe a blankie?
Aren't those illegal?
Illegal plastic bags for all you guys that are like, man, I wish I could get those bags. You can. They just stopped giving them to you for free, like straws. You can still buy them. Anybody can. It's not illegal. The companies scammed you into believing that it was a problem, and now they save a ton of fucking money and charge you more than they were charging you when they actually gave you the bag. You can buy these. They come in reams of 100s or thousands, and you can buy them on Amazon or Uline or any of those places. This place you might not have heard. It's called the internet, and you can get them. So, flies. The only fly in the garage now that it's dark in here is attracted to these lights right here. So I'm gonna build this, and it is a bag that holds bags. I'm gonna build 2 of them. First we'll build one and see if I can remember how to build it. And then whatever I mess up, we'll build the second one, and we'll build that one for time. This is something that anybody can build. This pattern is basically, I think it's a square. Yeah, it's exactly a square. So you just figure out how big you want yours. I think this is probably 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 inches square. You're gonna put a patch of Velcro somewhere here. Man, this fly is driving me nuts. I'm gonna have to stop and kill it.
Where's he at?
On our template, we make our templates out of plastic. Use literally, it doesn't matter what kind of plastic. Use any plastic that you can cut. It can be hard cardboard, whatever you want to use. We cut a rectangle in the middle, so when we have it here, while we're tracing this, we also trace this. We know this Velcro is 3x4. This hole is a little bit smaller. I'm just going to cover that someplace close and make it look like it's not canted. So that's the first thing we'll do, is just get this Velcro out of the way before I do anything else, because once I get zooming, I'll forget to go back and put the Velcro on. Right there. I do not know. I think. I'm gonna go with 2 inches here, I think. So I'm just gonna make marks 2 inches on the top and the bottom, or at least close to 2 inches. Am I already fucking this up? I am messing this up, so. You can tack these down. You don't have to tack them down if you're not comfortable with it. On the next one, I'll not tack them down and just show you how I kind of hold it while I make the top hem, which in effect kind of locks it in. And I'm just sewing these in, kicked in at an angle, so that when we fold it over and make the channel, there is not a raw edge of cordura sitting there where the cord goes. Doesn't really matter on this. You do yours however you want to do it. This just gives it a little more finished appearance. I'm just going to sew this really small. Again, finished appearance. Same thing right here. Notice I didn't tack it in or anything when I started. I'm literally going to fold this over now and sew right back over this exact same line. I have a piece of 550 cord and a piece of 1/8 inch shock cord here. You can literally use whatever you want. If you're like, I don't have bungee cord, you can use 2 pieces of 550. You don't have 550, you can use a piece of twine, you can use a piece of yarn, you can use a piece of string. Use whatever you have. There's so many times guys start projects or don't even start them because they don't have exactly what's on the list, and you don't have to. Now this, you can make a channel and then try to fish this through here, or you can kind of set it there in place and then try to fish it, you know, get it through there. I just kind of try to hold it in place as I'm going. That 2-inch kick in there at the very beginning should have been probably 3 inches. This will work, but 3 inches would have been better. So there's that. You can also tack this in, you can tape it in, you could sew it in, you can do whatever you want with it when you're starting it. This one's bigger, this will be the drawstring. They're both kind of drawstrings, but the 550 cord is the top and it's longer because you can hang this on a peg or around a headrest or whatever you want to, wherever you want to hang this, you can hang this. And then the drawstring one is the one that you pull the bags through. You can actually use it upside down. If you didn't tell somebody and they used it upside down, they would not ever know. I did not remember to go burn these. My guy was using my hot cutter at the time. So we'll go ahead and do this. When you're burning 550, for you guys that never have, watch this, kind of kick this at an angle, keep the flame over to the side. When this 550 drips, and it eventually will, it will get on your skin and it will eat a hole in your skin. Where that thing drips, you will have a wound there for several weeks of your life probably. It'll keep, because it'll stick to you and you'll pull it off and it's like a lava. Okay, there's that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tie these, kind of, just so they don't pull out of, see, it's still hot. Just so they don't pull out of the channels. This one I have already almost lost. There it goes. Is this overhand knot? This is a square knot. What is this? Boy Scout?
Clove hitch.
It's not a clove hitch.
It's a clove hitch.
No, it's not.
It's a clove
Just
hitch.
because you're looking at me with all the certainty. I know it's not a clove hitch.
Knots. I just know the one name of that one.
Okay, so there's that. Now I'm gonna catch right here. You could use this to hold your socks. You could use this for your underwear. If you don't want to fold your underwear, you could just stuff this full of your underwear, and then some of you nasty fuckers, every 5 days when you change your underwear, you could just pull a clean pair out. Hopefully you're changing your underwear every day, if not multiple times, but whatever. So there's that. Turn this inside out. This truly probably is the easiest project you will ever do. I will put a barrel lock on this, so I'll put a barrel lock probably on both ends. And then it's actually done. And then you can drawstring this, just like so. And the same thing can happen over here. Now, if you want to make your drawstring easier to move, make your channel larger, which this one might be a little bit bigger. I don't know if it actually is or not. But you can play with yours. Just like so. And the reason we kick those in is because I want this edge clean. And because I didn't come as far over, this has a little bit of raw right here. Not a big deal. You're only putting plastic bags in this thing. If you want to adapt this for other uses, you might reconsider how you conceal that raw edge. If you even do, you really don't have to. It's for aesthetics mostly. The materials nowadays, you're not ever going to wear these out, especially for what it's intended for. I'm going to go get some barrel locks. Those are barrel locks, or cord keepers, or cord locks. And as you see, they look like little coffee cups, which is why they call these coffee cup cord locks. And the reason I have these is because some of our products, we actually sew webbing through here, and it makes this stationary. And then we can just pull the cord and it tightens up, but it keeps this in place. I don't need this for this particular project, but we only stock these cord keepers for the last 30 years. These are the cord keepers we have used because it works for everything, whether we need it or not. And then I don't have to buy a case of, 5,000 cord keepers on 2 part numbers. So I don't have to stock 10,000. I can just stock 5,000. Top and bottom. You don't have to put this on here, and you can totally do this job without cord keepers if you don't have them. If you're just starting to play with this stuff, you can find all kinds of cord keepers right on Amazon or eBay and get whatever you want at that point. So there's the project. It's literally complete, except I put the bungee in the top instead of the bottom, thus because the Velcro is taller. But you can flip it around, and whoever you give this to would never know that you intended that to be on the other side. So we will sew the next one for time, and maybe I will get the bungee cord in the proper place. Had I built this upside down the first time, that would have been the right way. And my point to that is the right way is only the right way because it's how I built it the very first time. You can do yours however you like. I'm going to put black thread in this. We're actually going to give this away to one of our We're actually going to give this away to one of our Patreon members, who I'm sure is a patriot. And the end of the month, when is it?
July 31st.
July 31st, we're going to give away all of the gear that we have made on these videos to one lucky winner. And you get entered to win. All you have to do is be a Patreon member. And if you're already a Patreon member, you are already subject to win, or qualified to win, I guess. And if you're not, all you have to do is join Patreon. It's $5 a month. And there's also quite a bit of other content there that only goes on Patreon. So if you're like, I love this guy's videos, then join Patreon. If you're like, I hate this guy, I wouldn't join Patreon. My videos are my favorite videos to watch. I love to watch me, so I am a member of my Patreon. I saw this wrong again. I'm making these little hems, these little kick hems, a little bit bigger this time. What are we in so far? About 15 seconds probably?
Maybe 5 seconds?
Maybe 5 seconds. Might be able to do this in a minute if it wasn't for cutting these strings. These pesky kids, we would have got away with it. Oh, ran out of thread too. If we hadn't ran out of thread, those pesky kids running my machine out of thread, we might would have got away with it. You should buy a Scooby-Doo mystery van. You totally should. I think I saw one for sale that was actually done up all like the Scooby-Doo van. Huh?
Marketplace?
Yeah, like maybe a year ago. I seem to recall seeing that. Somebody sent me a a landing craft ship, you know?
Yeah.
Did you see it? Did I send it to you?
Uh-uh.
They want 350 grand for it.
It's not bad.
It's like a legit fucking big United States Navy ship. So we could just come up to any waterway with an embankment, you know, and just put our ramp down and ride our, what's that little monkey bike? CT-125 that we're buying. You could also use like spring clips, paper clips to do this with. And where are we going to get these motorcycles? We're going to Atlanta to pick them up?
I think so.
You know what that means?
What?
It means once we get them, we can ride them over to Nobu. You're gonna love it.
Is it sushi?
Yeah, of course it's sushi. But I mean, I can probably, I'll bet you,
Chicken tenders?
I'll bet you that we go to Nobu enough that the chef will make you a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Perfect.
Don't get that on you. Don't touch it still. And then here, this one that's stuck to your table looking like a green booger, which is weird because it was black, but when you burn it, it turns like green. It looks totally like boogers, right? Just use your lighter, scrape it right off of there.
You ever sewn the cord in there in an accident?
Some of the girls actually tack the cord down on some of the stuff when we're sewing it. They'll just zip across it real quick. I'm sure that I have, but on something, not on one of these. But yeah, we used to make some backpacks that had drawstring liners and stuff when I was first building stuff. So I'm sure that I have sewn through something that I didn't want tacked down. Okay, check out this overhand knot.
Was that a clove hitch?
Is that overhand?
That's a clove hitch? Here, hold on. Clove hitch?
Completely not a clove
Clove
hitch.
hitch.
You know there's going to be like 40.
It's a sailor's knot.
They're all sailor's knots?
Shh. I was an Eagle Scout.
Were you a bosun's mate in the Eagle Scouts?
Yeah.
Are you really good at polishing brass?
Yeah.
Did they have you get all the batteries for the sound-powered phones?
Yeah.
What size batteries does Kimlights take?
1850, I think is what they were called.
You mean 18650?
No, 1850. Take the 6 away because it's a Kim light. Is that another clove? Oh, no, you're just putting the tag on there. I thought you were going to do another clove hitch.
Listen, guys, when you put your tag on, if I was sewing this in Coyote, when you're putting this black label on, or whatever color your label is, until you're really, really good at this, switch your thread so that color matches your label. Because if it doesn't, and it contrasts, it's going to draw people's eyes to your label, and if you have crooked stitching, that's the first thing they're going to see is the crooked stitching on that label. And whether they, shit, I just pulled that cord out of there. And whether they realize it or not, when they take a photo, it's going to be with a camera phone most likely nowadays. Those cameras are really good and they act as a magnifying glass and they're going to amplify every imperfection that you have. So that is like your signature, the label. Make sure your shit is straight. Make sure that your stitch lines are awesome. And if you can't achieve that yet, just put in the matching color thread. Like if you have a black label, put black thread, and it is much more forgiving. And remember, every single thing you send to a customer. A lot of your customers are going to be excited to get it. They're going to take photos of it. They're going to post it on social media. And whether they realize that it's all boo-boo-la-foo-foo, they're going to show it. Even if they don't realize that it looks like shit, they're going to show it out of excitement. And a lot of other people are going to see it. If it looks like shit, they're going to know. So it's always surprising when guys send product out for photo review and review sites and stuff like that, and they have threads and shit hanging off. Like, you have to think they thought that that was probably going to be photographed, and they sent that bullshit out. That's the best they had to send. So make sure everything you send out is good. All right. So there's that. Now we will put these cord locks on here. And you can make your bungee however long you want. You can make your cords. You can make them both out of 550. It would literally work exactly the same. That's what I'm talking about right there, that booger right there. When it looks good to your eye, trust me, just roll a camera across it and look at it a second time. Some of it gets monotonous when you're making hundreds and hundreds or thousands of pieces. And if you're cutting 550 more than like 10, 20 pieces, buy you a rope cutter. It comes out clean every time. How long was that?
10
Probably
seconds.
like, yeah, maybe 30.
Maybe 20 seconds.
There they are. And you can use them for whatever, man. Notice how this one is shorter? It's shorter because I made that hem a little bigger so that the cords will flow. They'll pull a little bit easier. So there you go. Forgot the label here. Label's here. We're going to give this one away. If you would like to join and participate in the giveaway, patreon.com. There will be a link in this video to it. You go over there, it's $5. There's some other benefits to being in there, but we're going to give away every piece of gear you've seen made on these videos up until July 31. Have fun, build yours, post them on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you are, and tag me in them, and we'll check out what you guys did. And if you figure out other uses for these, right? These are made to be bags, to hold plastic bags, but you can use them for, laundry. You can use them for all kinds of things. What would you, towels in the garage here would be great, right? For terry cloths and like blue shop towels and such. Do you guys wash those? I wash them like every now and then, but if they're really dirty, we just throw them away. They're considered, consumable. So tag us, let us know what you're doing with it.